What's up everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is ThairyPaola and I do Christian talks, girl talks, blogs, and now books. So if that's the type of content you're into, don't hesitate into clicking that subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time I post a new video. Mind you, there are new videos up in this channel every single Sunday. So if you would like to hang out with me throughout the week, you can check out in the description box below where all my social media is linked down there as well. So you might notice that I am in a little of a different setting, which is great. I don't always read on my living room, so that's the reason why I took you to my other little favorite reading spot, which is a little corner in my bedroom in which I just sit down and read under my lamp, the same thing that I do in my living room as well. I just wanted to kind of like clear the air, not that anybody will care or notice or really find it relevant. However, I just feel like, yeah, sure. Sorry that I don't look really well. I mean, do I ever look well? Not necessarily, but please let's not get into that. However, I'm about to go and get my eyebrows done and my lashes, so if I look like I have no eyes or eyelashes or eyebrows, just avoid it, okay? I'll look like a decent human being afterwards. So in today's video, we're gonna go ahead and discuss and talk about and basically review this book, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. This is how the book looks like, and you guys already have seen it because I've talked about it for the last 2 videos. However, because this is my first review, I would like to establish certain criteria about how I'm gonna go in this review, because I'm not going to keep you here for long. However, I am also not going to spoil this book for you. It's a good book. Okay, spoiler, I already did. That it's a really good book. However, it's just that, yes, even though I love spoilers, I don't think that with reading it's applicable, just because, you know, it's an entire experience. You getting familiar with the book, the setting and everything, and actually falling in love or hating some characters, whatever. It's a whole experience, and it's a whole roller coaster that you should experience yourself. So this review will be completely spoiler free to the best of my ability. So anyways, let me just tell you what am I going to take into consideration before we dive into it. So one of the first aspects that I'm going to take into consideration while reviewing this book is characters. And what I'm going to emphasize and look for is, was there any character progression? Was there any character change? How complex were the characters? And how did they develop, or did they stay the same way since the beginning? How big or small was the role they played in the story? And all of those other details. So that will be the first aspect to consider. The second aspect that I will consider is actually the genre and the plot. And the reason why I'm thinking about this is because obviously this is a thriller mystery, or yeah, thriller mystery. I will put it into that category. Obviously you need to live up to certain expectations, because we know here that I love thrillers, I love crimes, I love mysteries, so that is something, a genre that I'm always going to be gravitating towards to. So something that obviously keeps the stories going is the plot. How interesting, how thick, how complex, how complicated, how intertwined are the characters, and everything is what keeps the story rolling and what keeps you really looking and reading to find out this mystery and to solve this mystery, or to see how the characters are gonna interact with each other to solve this, or to find out whatever the heck happened in the story that you're reading. And the last aspect that I will look into while reviewing this book and any other future books is the ending. Was the reading and the entire experience worth it? Was the hype worth it? Was anything of the time that I invested reading this book worth it? Okay, so before jumping into these characteristics, let me first give you an overview of the whole plot of the book, so like that you guys will be a little bit more knowledgeable when I talk about the characters and their interactions. So a quick overview is the fact that a murder, well, or a double murder, has taken place in Fairview, Connecticut. It's happening in 2019. However, the murders happened 5 years prior to that. So that means in 2014. High school couple, which was Sal and Andy Bell, were together, and Andy disappeared and Sal ended up dead. However, everybody in Fairview basically was saying Sal killed Andy, and then like he couldn't deal with the pain and the guilt, and then he went and joined her there. However, this main character that we are having now is having her capstone project, and that's the reason why she takes on to this specific case. She goes to the same high school that they went to, and she decided to take on this project and figure it out. What happened, or how did it really happen, if she can find that at any given point. And that's when we meet Peep, or Peepa. Yes, like, I'm so sorry to butcher this name, but you know, it's not a real character, so I guess that is okay. So knowing that, Pippa starts to unfold many people and many layers to the story of their disappearance, and to the regular overview of what happened to these two teenagers that, you know, clearly had a tragic ending. So having that in mind, we are going to go ahead and jump into Pip's road to discovery and uncovering what actually happened to Sal and Andy. So that's it. So jumping out now when it comes to characters. Again, we have Pip, which is a 17-year-old senior in Fairview High. We have Sal's brother, which is a rabbi, or Rabbi. He is Indian, so I wouldn't like Rabbi or Rabbi. Is a rabbi or Ravi, and I will use those interchangeably just because I really wouldn't be able to know, and I don't want to butcher or be disrespectful. I just really don't know how to say it, so I will just use them. So I'm really sorry beforehand. So we met these two, and then she goes and Pip starts digging. Pip starts just working and talking and working on her project, and the regular leads that you will follow in a story like this. But again, this is a closed case, so the conclusion is that she's gonna find exactly, or it's assumed since the beginning, that she's gonna find exactly the same conclusion that the police found, because, well, they are the grown-ups. And what is Pip? Pip is just doing a capstone project for her senior year. So she starts unfolding and following these leads. Again, we have Pip as the main character, and then Rabbi, and then we have some of her friends, which are secondary roles, and it's like not many of them are involved in the development of the story, because the main characters that are involved in the story is obviously Andy Bell and the layers that she discovers about her, Sal, friends, the friends of his friends. So you have Max, Naomi, you have Kara, you have all of those are people that Pip know and that is related to and are relevant to her. You have Kara's dad, and Kara's and Naomi's are siblings, so you have those. You have her dad, you have Becca's, which is the sibling of Andy, and you have her parents and everything. So everybody is connected in a way in this story, and it's a small town on top of that, so it's supposed to be that way, and it feels that way. So we have Pip, which is for a 17-year-old, a quite a stubborn, a smart, clever, and really diligent teenager, and you can tell that she's a go-getter, which is good. It keeps you interested enough in the story and into her high school aspects of it. It makes you relate to her because there is a whole nother aspect of her that you're seeing, which is this characteristics that is pushing her constantly to find out what happened to these two teenagers. When it comes to her interactions with others, I think that it's quite interesting to see how she relates to other people, how responsible she is, and how she interacts with even adults in this story. I think it's really interesting. Then I think that other characters, as the ones that I mentioned previously, also are quite adequate to the development of their story. I think that the characters are quite complex in their own way. I think that the fact that they are all connected to not only the murders in a way, or you know what happened to these two teenagers, but it's also how they are connected to each other, how they relate, that keeps this story interesting and intertwined. I have never seen a story with so many characters that are connected and relevant to each other. Honestly, even the weakest one of them had something that will make you raise your eyebrows. So I think that in terms of character and complexity, this book did great. And I'm telling you, absolutely, secondary, third characters are relevant to the story and have something important to add, because it revolves around the mystery and it actually makes sense in the story. The second aspect, which is the genre and the plot. Definitely it's an interesting plot, okay, and I'm a thriller fan, I'm a mystery fan, so obviously I found this book interesting in itself, just knowing that there was a murder that took place and that somebody was going to try to figure it out and see the overlook that it happened, if there was any overlook that happened. So I think that it was really interesting. And in terms of the plot, yes, the plot was great. I think that it was interesting enough since the beginning. It was interesting enough since the beginning, not only from the from Pip's perspective, but also because each page progresses into thickening the mystery, into actually unfolding who these two teenagers were, how important were, how serious they were towards each other, how well did the families actually know, and those are questions that you wonder every single time. This book kept me guessing. That's what I'm saying. This book, each page was like, I was guessing with Pip. I was guessing like, who the heck, when I thought that that we had something strong, because I was figuring out that mystery with Pip too and Rabbis too, okay? But I was really intrigued into seeing this because each page kept the mystery going, and again, because of the characters and also because of this plot. The plot every single time had a twist. Every single time you find out something new about this girl, and something interesting about this guy, something interesting about their friend group, something that actually tied them all together, something that will have given enough reason. Something always was happening at each page. So it was really interesting, and in terms of the plot, I think that honestly this deserves 5 stars because, oh, I kid you not, it was really good, and again, it kept me guessing. Not once I was able to really like get it together, like, you know, I guessed with Peep, and then like I was like, okay, I also had the strong hunch of who would have done all of this. So that was really interesting, and I think that it was amazing, and it really strengthened the fact of this mystery being successful. Moving on to the third and last aspect of this review, which is the ending. I love it. I really did love it, just because it was good. It was unexpected. It was interesting to see how we got there. Like, honestly, and again, as I just mentioned, each page was a guessing game, and to get to that ending and actually find the truth, it was like such a relieving thing that I feel like, honestly, I felt like if I was Pip, okay, and I was like, yes, I'm here, I'm digging it. Oh my god, we finally discovered this. And it's quite shocker. It's quite shocking. It's a shocker, and it's quite shocking just to find out that. I was not expecting the twist that I found, and I think that the resolution of the mystery in itself, the attention and the interaction it got, it was really good. So overall, my final thoughts on this book, I guess that it gets a 5 stars, and honestly, it's because of all the previous things that I just mentioned in this review, naturally. However, it's also because I think that a good book is that one in which you can immerse yourself into, think about it, and really said, oh my god. And I kid you not, this book did it for me, okay? I kid you not. I was yesterday on my way back from work, and I was on the bus, and I was like, I shouldn't have stopped, because right now I'm guessing it. Like, I think that this person, the fact that I was completely disconnected after hours of work, and I was actually on my way back home, and I was thinking about this book and guessing who the heck would have done this, and I was actually thrilled to finish this, tells me that it was a good book. I immersed myself into it, and I think that you should certainly read it too. I think that you will really get into it. I think that you really will enjoy it, and I think that you're also gonna guess as much as I did, and you're gonna gasp as much as I did when you find out who is behind these 2 tragic endings of those 2 teenagers. You really will be really surprised about the reasoning too as well. So I guess that without anything else left to say, I hope you enjoyed this video. So please let me know in the comment section if there's anything that you would like to see or something that I will do different. Please just help me improve, because I really enjoy reading, and I think that sharing books that I enjoy, and I think that you will enjoy too, it's something that I really, well, will enjoy again doing. Please let me know in the comment section if you think that this video was helpful or interesting, or I don't know, if you like anything else that I put on my channel. Please don't hesitate to checking out those other videos that I've made, and also sharing it with other people as well. And without anything else left to say, see you next time. Bye.